In the earliest days of the Great Crusade, long before Sanguinius was united with the Ninth Legion, the Blood Angels were already marked by a dark and unsettling trait, a mutation in the Omophagea, the organ designed by the Emperor to allow his warriors to absorb memories through the consumption of flesh, manifested in the Legion's recruits as an uncontrollable craving for blood and flesh. This mutation, far from being an aberration, became an integral part of the Legion's battlefield efficiency. New initiates could be swiftly trained by consuming the memories of fallen enemies or even their own dead, gaining the skills and knowledge of their predecessors with horrifying immediacy. During these years, the Ninth Legion became infamous for their ghoulish practices, often leaving battlefields not merely victorious, but scarred by grotesque rituals performed in the aftermath of combat. These rites, steeped in blood and flesh, were carried out to sate the unrelenting hunger inflicted by their flawed Omophagea. Apothecaries played a central role in these macabre ceremonies, harvesting the gene seed of fallen brothers with grim precision, ensuring the Legion's rapid replenishment and the swift induction of new recruits. Their macabre demeanor and the horrifying aftermath of their victories earned them the moniker, the Revenant Legion, as they seemed less like living warriors and more like spectral harbingers of death. Among their peers, they were viewed not as a brotherhood of noble warriors, but as a blood-soaked instrument of war, defined by brutality and driven by a primal, unquenchable thirst. When Sanguinius, their primarch, was finally found on the radiation-scarred world of Baal Secundus, he brought with him a sense of hope and purpose that had long been absent in the Legion. His angelic visage and serene demeanor inspired awe, and his compassion and wisdom instilled a new discipline in his sons. Yet even Sanguinius could not erase the dark legacy of their gene line. He recognized the hunger within his warriors and understood its roots in the flawed design of the Omophagea. The mutation was not merely a flaw, but part of the Emperor's original design for the Ninth Legion, a survival mechanism given prominence by their unique physiology. Sanguinius felt the weight of this curse acutely. Though he sought to lead his sons to greatness, he could not ignore the blood hunger that simmered beneath their noble exterior. He guided them through rituals and mental conditioning to sublimate these urges into artistry and grace, turning their savagery into a source of strength and channeling their passions into beauty and discipline. Yet, the red thirst remained, a spectre that haunted them even as they became paragons of martial glory. Sanguinius himself bore the burden of his son's suffering. He was deeply empathetic, not only to the physical and psychological torment the red thirst inflicted on his warriors, but to the way it mirrored the galaxy's tragic state. Despite his angelic nature, he too felt the pull of the flaw, an echo of the Emperor's design that bound him inexorably to his Legion's fate. To this day, the Blood Angels' struggle with the red thirst remains a defining aspect of their identity. Guilliman, upon his return in the era of the Dark Imperium, questioned the flaws present in the Blood Angels and Space Wolves' gene seed. Yet Archmagos Belisarius Cawl defended the design, insisting that these idiosyncratic traits were not only acceptable, but vital to the Emperor's original vision for the legions. The Primaris Marines, while benefiting from corrected gene stock, still carry elements of the mutation, as it is essential to the Ninth Legion's nature and function. For the Blood Angels, the red thirst is not merely a flaw, but a trial, a constant reminder of their fragility and mortality. It drives them to create great works of art and fight with unmatched elegance, striving always to prove that they are more than the darkness within. Yet every warrior knows that in the heat of battle, the red thirst waits, a primal hunger that may one day consume them entirely. It is both their greatest shame and their greatest strength, an eternal bond to their angelic primarch and his tragic legacy.